Can you tell me what inspired you to become a life coach?
I decided to become a life coach because of some situations I had gone through in my own life. I just felt like during that time in my life, I felt like there was more that I could give other people. And I really went through a rough patch where it was a horrible breakup, and I ended up getting seriously depressed. It was, kind of rock bottom for me. And I got to a point where I was so depressed that the only person I could rely on was myself. And I just started doing lots of research and reading and inspiring myself through different books and self-help books and magazines and articles. And I stumbled upon a website that talked about health and wellness and life coaching. And it really inspired me. Once I started delving into it, I really helped myself and completely became a different person. And it saved my life essentially and just made me super strong. So I wanted to share that, and now I just want to be able to inspire, women and children and help them.
It's really inspiring to me. I'm glad that I heard about this last week because I really didn't know. And that's awesome that it fit well. Can you describe, if you've experienced it, like what it feels like you watching that moment somebody like realizes what they need to do or that solution?
Yeah, actually, I'm going through that right now. It's actually very fulfilling, and it's great. It feels so good when you can help somebody. There's a woman that I've been talking to and helping through. She's going through a really rough patch in her relationship, and she essentially, like everything she was telling me, just pointed back to the fact that she needed to work on herself as a person, and she needed to become more confident. So I just helped her with the things I used to do. I told her the affirmations and things that I had learned. But life coaches really are just there to listen. And once you learn your person, once you learn the person, your client, how their personality works, you basically they tell you the things that they need to coach themselves with. And that's kind of what you are. You're a sounding board, but you're also there to be their cheerleader, So when they need inspiration, they call or they meet with you, and you just kind of help them continue along their path and give them ideas that will fit their personality.
Sounds like a life sponsor in a way.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? It's kind of like a really good girlfriend too. It's kind of what it feels like when you really get into the flow of it.
I know you really haven't evolved a whole lot of like end relationships with clients, but is it hard to like cut them off after like they've met their goals?
You know what? That did already happen once, and we are really good friends still. But at the last session, she told me she actually broke down in tears, and she just said, "You know what? You've helped me so much." She said, "I just want to thank you." She said, "I've never been happier. I'm very happy with my life, and I could have never done this without you." So I just said, "Oh my gosh, you know what that means? That means that we're done. You don't need me anymore." I said, "I want to keep in touch. If you need anything, call me or text me, and we can meet again." But because we were meeting weekly, but we don't do that anymore. So now we just meet for coffee or
And she's still like making goals and telling you about life and stuff.
Yeah, she is. She really did accomplish what she had come to me for.
That's really great. One of the things I actually wanted to I was thinking about like Jessica and Tommy, and when like people are close to the bottom, like how they get to that point of like finding their goal. Are there like any skills you would like or research that you know of that you can point people in to like get them attuned to achieving their goals or making them understand that they have to?
Yeah, I mean, the best thing about reaching your goals is to honestly know exactly what your goals are. That's the biggest problem most people have. They don't know what they really want. And my ultimate goal is to create happiness for them. That is what that's why I started this. I just want people to be happy and to know that the strength is in them. We have all the strength we need right inside. But it takes a lot to realize that. Sometimes you have to go through bumps and things. But when I meet a client, the first thing I do is I say, let's make lists. Okay, let's make lists.
Oh my gosh, you sound like me.
Yeah, let's make lists and write down exactly what it is that would make you super happy, or what is your ultimate goal, what things make you tick. I mean, people have different value systems, so I like to go through those as well. I just kind of like to know what their moral compass is too, because that's very important, and it's very different for people. It varies, what people's wholesome common core values are.
Do you find that oftentimes people, like the military uses the term catastrophizing, where they put all their problems in one like chunk and it's hard to like see past that? I'm guessing your list helped them sort it out and make it more manageable.
Yeah. The list is essentially, because people have, like when they come to me, they're like, yes, by the time they decide they want a life coach, they feel like everything's a mess. Okay, so they feel like they have tons of different things that they need to accomplish. And I say to them, that's what the list is for. I say, what is the most important goal? Let's start with what that would be, and we'll break down the rest. Because generally speaking, our lives, we don't have compartments. They all kind of bleed into each other. If you're unhappy with one thing, it's gonna create problems in the rest of your life. So essentially, making lists is the way that you can start. You have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. So you pick one or two things to start with, and then you just gradually keep going. And I like to just let them talk to me. And while they're talking, I pull things out of what they say that are keys for me to say right back to them and say, listen, you already told me what you think you need to do, so let's figure out how you can do it. It's just, I'm kind of like a bouncing board.
If somebody wanted a life coach, do they like usually meet in person, or is it like through email?
You know what? You can do it anyway. Nowadays, you can do it anyway. You could do it Skype, you could do emails, you could do phone calls. I personally really, really like to meet face-to-face with people, because let's say someone tells me, I'm unhappy with my weight, I really want to lose 20 pounds or something like that. If I see them in person, I can tell kind of what kind of person they are in more of a, it's just easier to determine, what they really need, or how many pounds they really probably should be focusing on at this time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's easier for the life coach.
So they're making like achievable goals.
Right, exactly. You have to, I like to evaluate my client in person. It's just easier for me. But, for convenience sake, some people, they like to do it over phone. Or I would never suggest email, because it's, you could misread things so easy. You have to,
right.
You have to really be empathetic in this field. So I like to let them know what I'm really saying and feeling, with the inflection in my voice and stuff.
Is there anything I haven't asked that you think would be important to note in a story about people achieving their goals, or about life coaching, or anything else really?
Well, achieving goals, I really tell everyone, you just have to know what you really want to do. And your passions, the things that make you super happy, are probably the things that will be the most successful in your life. You have to focus on the things that you really, really like to do. And I always tell people when we start to do a little dream board. Like, the sky's the limit. It really is. And we are so powerful as people. We don't even realize it. We're like little magicians. We can make whatever we want if we put our minds to it. But in order to put your mind to it, you have to know what you want. So make a dream board and dream about anything. I tell them they can put, if they like cars, or if they want a certain kind of house, or if they want to live in a certain area, honestly, just dream as big as you possibly can, and you'll get there. Or at least you'll begin to get there. You have to see an end point in order to start your path.